Okay, we are live. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our presentation on New Year, New Career, how to make money booking travel in 2024. So I'm Henley Vazquez. I'm one of the co-founders here over at Fora. We are based in New York City, and we are joined by two of our advisors, Amber and Timadge. We're going to talk a little bit about how they built their career in travel. Both are new to this industry and both are total rock stars. So we have pulled in a favor and called them in today so that they can share a bit about their entrance into this industry. Because I've been doing this for a long time, so I do absolutely remember what it's like to be getting started, but it's great to have the words from people who are doing it the Fora way. A bit about me before we get started. I have been in travel for about 20 years, which is funny because I'm only like 21, but that is really the majority of my career. And I got started purely by accident. So I was working in a travel magazine. My editor left and started a company that became an agency. And so I became a travel agent, really having so little of a clue of what we did as travel advisors that the first time we got a commission check, we thought it was a bribe. So that is how close we were. We learned, no, this is actually how the business works. You book travel for clients. We, the hotels, the suppliers, we pay you money. Oh my gosh, what a cool business. And that's how I got started and built the entire business there, eventually leaving, running my own small agency called Passported, and then closing it down in 2021 to launch Fora. Now, why launch Fora? Well, because as much as I loved being a travel advisor, I really wanted to do something that helped other people get into this industry too. And that was really the point of Fora, is that I felt like this industry had been one where like this select few people, group of people were doing this job. It's a super cool job. It's a great industry full of incredible people, but we weren't really like letting new people in. And we had these very strict and I thought kind of antiquated rules of who got to sit with us. So you had to do it full time. You had to spend a lot of money on a training program. There were like really high sales targets. So when I looked around and I saw like incredible people, many of them women who were like the travel planners for their set of friends, the travel planners for their family and their professional network, the people who were always getting asked for help to put together a trip. Frankly, the people who are like terrible clients because they know way too much about travel and they'd be interested in doing this as a job. And it was always like, yeah, no. So I got sick of saying no because that was the way that things had always been done and started thinking about how we could say yes and what kind of company we could build that would provide opportunities to people who wanted to come in and do this job and learn about this industry, but also have it work a little bit better than the ways I had done it, which was really spending about 50% of my time trying to just like chase my own commissions, figure out my own marketing, do all of this stuff that was taking away from my ability to just build my business and plan amazing vacations. And that was the birth of Fora. All right, so we have been around Fora now for about 2.5 years. It's been a whirlwind. And the coolest part has been empowering these amazing people to come together, build a community, and see them start their businesses. So with that, I am going to play a little bit of a video that is going to, sorry, I missed one of these slides. And the introduction for, we're going to actually have, oh, I thought they were going to introduce themselves. Sorry, we're loopy today. So we are going to play a little video about Fora, and then I am going to pass this over to Amber and to Timadge to share a little bit about themselves.
Fora is a modern travel agency that helps you go from travel lover to professional advisor. We're passionate about empowering the next generation of travel entrepreneurs with everything you need to earn money by booking travel. From technology to training, plus thousands of hotel and travel partnerships, we've got you. Join a successful community of hundreds of advisors who are enjoying fun, flexible work or totally new careers in travel. We'll set you up with everything you need for success, starting with our live cohort-based learning program. You'll learn alongside a community of fellow travel advisors in a 30-day certification program. Gain insight on everything from the basics of what is an IATA number to how to market yourself through content, email, and social media. We cover key details on destinations and travel partners and more. When you're ready to level up, we offer a 60-day advanced certification program that includes milestone-based achievements. We've built out a ton of tech and tools to make you look like a pro on day one. Access your portal that automatically populates with all of your bookings data. Track clients and trips in our advisor CRM. Search our more than 3,000 Fora partners in our preferred supplier database. And join Forum, our community app and digital hub to connect with Fora's community of fellow advisors and travel industry experts who can help you plan trips. Community is at the heart of everything we do. And from opportunities to attend industry events and fam trips, as well as our annual in-person conference, you'll be welcomed into a community who's proud to have you. Your clients will benefit from our decades of experience and relationships in the industry, and you'll be able to unlock perks with all the best travel brands from around the world, all at the same cost as booking direct. From Virtuoso to Four Seasons and beyond, you'll have access to perks and upgrades at more than 3,000 properties around the world, and every week we're adding new partners to that list. Our content creation tools and shareable assets make marketing a piece of cake, including our magic feature that allows you to customize editorial stories and beautiful landing pages with a click of a button. Use our content creation tools to publish your profile and digital travel guides, helping you to peacock your travel knowledge and show off your style to new and returning clients. We always say, if our advisors look good, we look good, and we're here to make you a marketing star. Last, but certainly not least, get seamless commission tracking and payments so you can focus on doing more of what you love, travel planning. We'll do the nitty-gritty admin so you don't have to stress, and we're proud to boast some of the fastest payments in the biz. We're so excited to welcome you into the community and help you turn your passion for travel into a totally fun new career. Apply today to join us.
Okay, there we go. We got the video. So that's a bit about us, but really what I want to do now is turn this over to our amazing advisors and have them talk a bit about themselves, who they are, their backgrounds, what made them decide to get into this, and what motivates them to do such an amazing job for their clients every single day. So Amber, I'm going to pass it to you first and let you start and say a bit about where you're coming from and what drew you to do this.
Perfect. Okay, let me throw this presentation up here. Can you see that okay?
It's loading right now. There we go.
Okay, perfect. I'm Amber, based in Franklin, Tennessee. Basically, my background has been a hodgepodge of fashion, entertainment, real estate. So I've been in a lot of different industries before. And prior to joining Fora in 2022, I've been in about a little over a year. I was running a portfolio of boutique hotels in the Midwest. So I do have a bit of a background in hotels, but on the more operational side. Kind of pivoted after the pandemic. The pandemic kind of shifted me into wanting to start my own businesses. So I also have my real estate license. So I do a little bit of both. But travel has really taken the front runner. Let me see. Okay, so career background, again, my degree is fashion design. So I started in fashion, branding, storytelling, design. I worked for Nikki Hilton. Between fashion jobs, I would actually celebrity personal assist. So I have a bit of an admin type of managing personality background, which has really definitely helped me in what I'm doing. But yeah, so the pandemic happened. And I thought, should I be in hotel operations again? What should I be doing? And I actually got targeted by Fora in my Instagram account. I was on my way to Paris and I saw it in my inbox, and I had gotten my real estate license earlier that year, and I was kind of struggling because the market was just kind of crazy and it wasn't like materializing the way I wanted it to. When I saw this, I was like, I could do this with my eyes closed, honestly, because I had run hotels and I had been on that side, but I was also everyone's 411, basically giving everyone advice about where to stay, what to do, booking everything for everyone for free. And then I saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, all the things that I've done up until this point kind of just make so much sense. So applied, had a couple calls, and it was just honestly just felt like the right fit. For me, more than anything, when I was in hotels before, I got really burnt out. I was just busy operating, and I found that who you work with and who you're aligned with is the most important thing. And so for me, like Fora has been just such an incredible partner, host agency, because the travel advisor community has been so supportive. Henley, Evan, Jake, everyone from headquarters is honestly so encouraging, and like our success is their success. So for me, Fora was a no-brainer. And I jumped into it and jumped right into every certification I could get. Definitely wanted to learn everything that I could, because on the other side of everything that I've done, you just don't know what you don't know. So I got to learn the whole side of selling from an advisor perspective. And so that's been really, really amazing. So yeah, I became pro in April, which was great. And then this summer, I spent a lot of time on fam trips and just kind of testing out the waters of what it looked like to travel and be booking business. I do feel really fortunate because my sphere of influence knows me as the hotel girl. I always love to stay in beautiful hotels. I love to travel myself. And then I also helped run them. So that definitely helped me in launching my business, which has been really, really good. And kind of where I'm at now is just trying to scale my business up even more. I'll be part of Fora X, which is launching this new year. And I'm just really just focusing on branding my business a little bit better, like streamlining like intake forms and all of these things. Whoops. And so I guess advice wise, I would say, you're working for yourself. You have a great network of people to lean on and learn from, which is so incredible. And that's why Fora was the choice for me, just because I didn't want to be doing it completely myself. I had worked for other people for 20 plus years. I was always in supportive roles. And so it's kind of like I got pushed and launched out into doing my own businesses, but I didn't feel like I had to do it by myself. And the biggest piece of advice I would say is that, like, when you're booking travel, it's all about relationships. It's not about transactions, but just like really, really nurturing good relationships and taking really good care of people and helping them to have the best experience that they can have. I know how I like to travel, and I always want to make sure that when my people are traveling, that they're going to have like everything set up. They feel like a local. I tend to go towards like off the beaten path, boutique. Obviously, I'll book whatever anybody wants to book, but I really have healthy boundaries with what I will and I won't book, because I want to make sure that they're going to have a good experience. So I think that's about it.
That's great. It's funny when I hear you say 1 year, because I'm like, oh my God, has it really only been a year? Like, I remember when you just started and you were in the city and you came by the office, and when you left, I was like, oh, she's cool. Like, I really like her. This is going to be fun working with Amber. But this is the thing. It's like, it is such a relationship driven business. Like, we all get to know each other because we come together to like book and plan awesome travel, and because we're just kind of obsessed with travel. And then you build these friendships with these like great people that live all over the country. And I've always said one of my favorite things about travel is like I can land anywhere in the world and like I got a friend to call for a drink. And now it is like not just a friend who works on the hotel side, but also I can go to Franklin, Tennessee, or to San Francisco and see Timadge and have someone who like not only is a friend that I can meet for a drink, but like understands deeply what it is to do this job the way that I do it, which is, it's an incredible industry, an incredible career, also with its ups and downs. And it's so fun to do this together. Starting a business is hard. Doing it with other people makes it a lot better. So now I'm going to have Timadge, if you want to share your presentation and say a bit about your background, because I think it's so neat to show two people who are both doing very similar work, but also come from really different professional backgrounds.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Henley. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. All right, can we all see this?
It's coming up now. There we go.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Henley, for having me. So excited to talk to all of you. Hi, everyone. I'm Timadge. So happy to be here. It's crazy because this time last year, I was actually in a lot of your shoes, for those of you considering being a travel advisor. And so I am currently living in the Bay Area. When I'm not booking travel for my clients, I'm a busy mom, taking care of 3 of my kids, all under the age of 11. So those of you who have kids, I'm sure you all understand the challenges of that. And so in the very little time that I have, I also help to renovate homes. So I love design, and I've taken on a few large projects over the many years. And most recently, I'm helping my own parents with a full first floor renovation. And so I'm not sure about how it's been for those of you who have parents, but they are always going to be your most difficult clients. And so it's been an interesting project, to say the least. So, a little bit about my own background, very different from Amber's. I am currently working in tech. I've done so for about the last 8 years, and most recently, pivoted into doing consulting for tech companies. And so, right now, my focus has been uh, bringing people back into the office renovations. And, you can see how my personal life and what I do in my day to day really complement each other. And prior to tech, I actually worked in banking for many, many years. And so prior to Fora, I actually had no travel advisor experience. And so, really, this journey kind of led me to become a Fora advisor. And last year, this time, actually, it's also been a little bit over a year. I left a full-time job and I was burnt out. I needed a break. And this was actually the first time in 20 plus years that I wasn't working. It was scary not having that stable income. And during this break, it was really an opportunity for me to rethink or re strategize what did I want to really do for the rest of my life. And I know that's like a big thing to think about, but for me at that moment, having not worked for so long, it was definitely an eye-opening experience to kind of reevaluate what was most important to me. And during that time period, I actually was in the process of helping some family, planning a vacation. I don't know about some of you, but I, for one, have always been the person that takes on the role as the organizer, the planner, handling all the money, really researching all the destinations, all of that I've always really truly loved. And during that time when I was looking for a specific destination, I actually happened to come across a travel advisor's guide. And that's one of the great things about Fora is there are these really amazing guides that travel advisors put together on great destinations. And I was really intrigued by all the perks that this advisor was able to offer. I was like, what? Free breakfast, room upgrades. I was just so intrigued to want to learn more about Fora. And so I actually attended one of Fora's destination trainings to learn more. And that was really the catalyst for me to apply and become a travel advisor. And interestingly, or surprisingly, I actually heard back and was invited to be a Fora advisor. However, imposter syndrome took over me. Again, having a full time job for so long on my own, I think it was a little bit overwhelming. Could I do this for myself? Can I start off on my own? How do you even start your own business? What does that look like? What am I doing? And so all these kind of questions came up for me. And so this was an opportunity that was literally at my fingertips, and I really was frozen just for the fear of the unknown. But the great thing about Fora is they provide that foundation and the stepping stone to get you to where you need to be. And so I took the jump, made the leap of faith. A month later, I did decide to take that journey to be at a Fora advisor, and it's really been a wonderful process so far. In the very beginning of my journey, I will say it did start off very slow. I think I was a bit hesitant of like and overwhelmed through the process because, as was said in the video, there's a ton of trainings that they provide to you. And I intentionally wanted to make the journey a really slow experience for myself so that I could really kind of immerse myself in the whole travel advisor experience. And so, funny enough, my sister was my first client, and she actually then referred me to her friends. And from there, I did more outreach on social media, talking to my network. And because I also work in tech, I was able to leverage my contacts in the tech community to really help me to get where I needed to be. And 6 months later, I was actually able to achieve pro status. It was a huge milestone for me, and it really gave me the boost in confidence that I needed to say to myself that I could truly do this. And I just wanted to keep going. And so, really, a few ways that Fora helped in building my business. One, as mentioned before, was the certified and the advanced trainings. Those are truly invaluable. Certified training is really about giving you the basics, the do's and don'ts, learning about the travel industry, going back to, again, what is an IATA and how do you get paid? and really talking to different advisors who are also in the same boat, learning from each other. And then that next level is really, once you get a few bookings under your belt, taking that next level is doing the advanced training. What are the milestones and steps that you can take to really accelerate yourself and reach that pro level? I would also say that the destination trainings were so helpful for me. I actually recently had a client who wanted to travel to Thailand. I had no experience at all learning about Thailand, but all I needed to do was to go back and watch the trainings, and it gave me the foundation to have those conversations with my client, and for me to not have to feel like I'm the expert in that location, but for me to at least have the foundation to have that educated conversation with my client. So the biggest learning for me is doing your homework, researching those locations, and really that kind of helped accelerate my growth at Fora. In addition to that, I would say that marketing has been huge. Fora has been incredible in helping me put together really great collateral that I can use to post on social media to really market myself in the best way possible. We've also leveraged AI. That's been big in helping to create, making things more efficient for myself, saving me tons of time. And then really researching directly on Fora to find out what I need. Fora does a wonderful job in providing marketing, social media, better marketing myself. And in addition to that, also those in-person live forum events. We just recently had one in New York in October. And so having access to the headquarters team, the founders like Henley, Evan, Jake, as well as everyone else to really have that FaceTime with them was truly invaluable for me. I also had the opportunity to meet a lot of other advisors, understanding what helped them to become successful to grow their business, as well as access to partners such as the Hyatt, Auberge, Aishi, being able to ask them questions, what are they looking for, really has helped in growing my business. Lastly, I would say that the most rewarding part of my journey so far has really been the relationships that I've built along the way with the clients. They've truly become like family to me. You're really a part of these life-changing experiences. I really recently just had a client who wanted to propose to his now fiance, and so we ended up planning a hot balloon experience. And so he actually proposed to her in a hot balloon, and it was wonderful. And to be a part of that experience that lasts forever has really been the most rewarding part about being a Fora advisor. With that said, I think the challenge is knowing that there are going to be times where things may not go as planned, and to be able to kind of pivot when needed. And so it's always making sure that you're really maintaining a positive mindset throughout that process, so that you can continue to be your best self. And know that the journey is always going to have ups and downs. It's not always rainbows and butterflies, but just know that being a part of the Fora community, you have a huge support system to help support you. So keep in mind that my journey, Amber's journey, so different. We, don't compare yours to each other's. I think everyone has so much to provide for others, and I think it's really about setting those small goals for yourself. That's what I did for myself. I was like, okay, I want to hit a certain number of bookings, and they were small. And when I made that, when I achieved that, I made them larger. And so it was all about celebrating those victories. Is what I would say is important for you if you're ever thinking about moving into this, whether they're big or small. Not only about celebrating those victories with your family, but also sharing it with the community. They're always going to be your support system along the way, and knowing that you're not alone through this process. And thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. That was so great. I mean, it so resonates with me. I mean, I've done this for 20 years, and the idea of imposter syndrome is still so there. And I think this is like, part of that is just like, hey, it's the world, and you're trying to like plan travel for the world, and that can always be scary. But part of it really is like, am I a business owner? Like, is this really it? Because this is what you're doing is like, our business is to help other people start businesses, and it can be really scary. Like anybody who's ever done
Yeah.
anything from a lemonade stand, like, and wondered, will they actually sell any lemonade, to, you know, somebody who founds a gigantic tech company. Like, it is really scary to put yourself out there. And I do think that that element of community is like the more the merrier. Like, let's come in and do this,
Right.
because like I see in forum people celebrating, like, yes, I just did a big booking. And like, I get so excited when I see the reports come in, like right before Thanksgiving. I remember it was like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving when everybody's kind of like shutting down. And I actually saw a booking report come in, and Timadge just closed this huge booking. I was like, girl, what are you doing? You're trying to bake a turkey and you're doing this. This is so cool. So we have those wins, but also like we get ghosted by clients and we have difficult days. And it's nice to know that you can go in and you'll see people just like venting. Sometimes be like, I just had a really tough thing. I had planned this whole trip and then somebody didn't take it or it got canceled. I feel bad. And there's people they're going, oh, I've been there too. So it's such a nice feeling to learn how to build a business together, because yes, it's the tools. Yes, it's the training. By the way, had no idea that you found us through a destination training. Do you remember which one it was?
Oh my God, no, I don't. It was very long ago.
I can find out. It's not that long ago. It's a year ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, you like you find your people. And
Yeah.
I think that this is an industry that doesn't have enough people in it, and that some of the people in it, you know, like have want to keep it to themselves. I don't think we should. I think we should have more people, especially more incredible women doing this job, because again, it's richer with somebody from fashion, somebody from tech. And we have advisors in pretty much every line of work out there, some doing this full time, some doing other things plus this. And they're all really welcome. So I know that we're going to run out of time soon, but I wanted to ask you guys a few little surprise questions. Just hearing you talk to share out, like, what has been, and I'll start with you, Amber, like your biggest surprise along the way of like entering this industry?
Surprise in a good way, I would say. I just didn't think I could book as much as I have in my first year. I think it can be kind of intimidating when you look at it and you're like, you get these like small wins and then you're like, oh, actually, like people really trust me. People really want me to like plan these for them. So I don't think I knew how like much of a front runner travel would take in my life. And so I think that's been like the best surprise. I don't have like a ton of like bad surprises, to be honest. I think that, you know, we all have hiccups and things that we're doing and just learning like, oh, that wasn't commissionable or somebody wasted my time here. But I think the other big surprise I would say is Fora, because I've worked for so many companies and like had so many roles where people were not supportive. They were not collaborative. There was no community. And from the get-go, when I got in, it was like I couldn't get on enough Zooms, like, and destination trainings. Like, I wanted to drop every other training I had for any other industry I'm in, because I was like, I just want to be with these people. And so I think I was blown away at how Kevin and Jake run this business. You know, I think you're a rare gem in this industry and in any kind of an industry where like you really just want to collaborate with the people that you work with. And that was just such a beautiful surprise.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm gonna cry. Timadge, biggest surprise for you entering the industry?
Interestingly, I looked into doing travel advisory many, many years ago, and it was really hard to even get started, and I actually gave up. And so I think the one thing about Fora is how easy you make it seem to be with the resources, the tools, the access that we have to partners, how easy we can get paid. I think all of that has been amazing because it makes our lives or our jobs so much easier. And we could truly just focus on supporting our clients and building those relationships. Everything really just falls into place. And so I think just making it accessible has been so important because you're also ensuring that you're creating inclusivity as well. And so for me, I think this industry has, there's this industry has, people have been in it for many, many years. And I think giving me, someone who's never been in this industry, an opportunity has been the biggest thing. And it's been easy for me to jump right into it.
Oh, I love to hear that. Yeah, it's one of the things that I hear the most from our contacts on the partner side, like our hoteliers, our DMCs, all of that, is like when they meet our advisors is just how enthusiastic everybody is, because like we're not jaded, right? Like it's new people, it's new blood. Like they haven't done this forever, so they're so excited to jump in, which can be different versus somebody who's like done it for a long time and kind of been there, done that. And I think that attitude, like sort of bleeds over into the community as a whole, where it's just people are stoked to do this job. It's really exciting. Okay, Amber, when did you feel like you could start actually calling yourself a travel advisor? When did you drop your imposter syndrome and say, I'm a travel agent, I do this?
I honestly think from like
right away?
Yeah, day one. I remember, like you brought this up, but right after I did my first booking, when I started in November, all of the founders all send you an email to congratulate you. And I was like, who does that? That is the most amazing thing. And so it was like, I got to like step into it. And when I saw where the office was, I'm like, I'm coming right in. I'm going to come say hi. And so it was like this instant, like, I belong in this. And I easily was like, yeah, I'm definitely a travel agent. And so yeah, for me, it's like day one. I feel like
I love it. Some people, it's like really hard to be like, oh no, I'm really doing this too much. How long did it take you to be like, travel agent, that's me?
Yeah, I think I would say it took me a little bit longer just because I was trying to wrap my head around. I was like, what am I getting myself into? But then once I kind of got into the hang of it, I would say a couple months into it, I was like, oh my God, this is actually amazing. And so I think it was just like, I think it was like over time, but I think it was once I felt the confidence was really what propelled me.
Also,
Yeah, it is. It is. I think it's very like, and I see that like across the board, but also like especially with women. I think sometimes it's hard for us to be like, I'm a salesperson, I'm doing this. It's like we're not good at like projecting that sort of confidence about ourselves. We'll be like the biggest booster of our friend, and then it's like, oh, I don't really know what I do. And so I think it's so important though when you get started to be like, this is me, this is what I do, and that's how you activate your network, is to reach out and be like, guys, book your trips with me.
Yeah.
But that can be something that's like sort of a hard thing to get over at times for certain people. So that's it. You just got to push it. I'm a travel advisor. It's what I'm doing
Yep.
now.
Yep.
All right. So last question before we go, favorite hotel. Amber, favorite hotel.
Ooh, I always tell everyone about Nobu Los Cabos. That's probably one of my favorite places. I spent my 40th there. I think I went 2 or 3 times in 2021.
Wow.
So I say it's a tie because I also love Chateau Voltaire in Paris, this amazing boutique 31 room hotel in the first. It's amazing. I'd say those two kind of hold my heart.
Timadge, favorite.
It's so
Let me make it harder. Favorite with the kids? Favorite when you get to leave them behind and have a real
So I would say, okay, I'm a big Hawaii junkie. I love Hawaii. I go a couple times a year. Turtle Bay Resort in the North Shore of Oahu is probably my favorite resort just for adults and kids alike. I mean, there's so many activities, things to do. So I would say from a kid friendly, absolutely. I would probably say a close second would be Manalani on the Big Island. That is an amazing, beautiful resort that, yes, you can bring your kids, but it's also fantastic just for adults as well.
I love that. That's so funny too that you mentioned those together, because we were just on office hours yesterday. So guys, one of the things that we do is like, yes, there's training and all the traditional stuff, but we also have these office hours where it's like, just come on, like office hours when you were a university student, many, many years ago, where it's like, come on and just like bring your problems, bring your questions, and you kind of workshop them all together. And we were talking about Turtle Bay, and then somebody was saying what to combo with, and everybody's like, oh, it's the perfect combination with Manalani. And that's like, this is it, Oahu and Big Island. So yeah, this is what I love, is like, I feel like despite having done this for 20 years, you can never know everything about travel. It's what keeps this job interesting. Like, you're never just doing the same thing again and again. It's what keeps it challenging too, because there's always something new to learn. But also what makes it so cool about people coming into it is like, don't tell me that new people don't know just as much as other advisors do. They come in with like impeccable taste in hotels, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, I always say, like, I need one of you guys to plan my vacation. I'm terrible at planning my own trips. I'm really good at planning other people's trips. And you have all these people who come in with this great taste and teach you about new places. Maybe you weren't aware of like a cute little boutique hotel in Paris. Maybe you weren't aware that Manalani and Turtle Bay is like that perfect combo, whether you're an adult or you're traveling with your children, which means you're still an adult, but you're an adult that's saddled by 3 children. And I know that because I have them too. So I'm allowed to say that. So thank you both. I mean, just thank you for being a part of this. It is so mind-boggling to me that it has only been a year, because you just feel like such a key part of this community. Now, before we go, I'm going to try and share my screen again, although I tried to get this ready and then oh no, here we go. I tried to get it ready and then I started right in the middle of everybody else talking, started playing the video again, which I despise because I look so weird in it. They're all shaking their heads in here. It's true. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in becoming amazing rock stars like Amber and Timadge, here's what you have to do to start your travel business. So it's in terms of cost, it's either $299 a year, so annual plan, or you can go month. To book, to just like cover your subscription fees, that's about $360 a month in travel. Trust me, that's pretty easy to do. But here's what's not so easy. The wait list is quite long now. I think it's somewhere upwards of how much? It's like 50,000 people on the wait list. So what you should do is use this secret code word, because this will enable the team to find you and pull your application up and review you more quickly. So code, when you fill out the application, that just go to the website, foratravel.com, click join us, and you're gonna fill out an application. When it says, do you have a secret word? You do. It is New Career 2024. Now this expires in 2 days, New Career 2024. So make sure that you get to this quickly, and be creative in your application. You're gonna see, we're gonna ask, like, what are your favorite hotels? And don't just say like, Hyatt, say which one and why. Don't just say Four Seasons, which one and why. It's all about people like Amber and Timadge who are opinionated, who are smart, who are community oriented and driven to build awesome careers. Again, part-time, full-time, you do you, but come in and build the business that you want with us and start a new career or new part-time career. Your call. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining, and thanks to everybody for tuning in. And with that, we will say adios. Bye.